Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're back at one of my favorite parking lot locations because guess what? We have one of my favorite cars currently available. This is it. This is a 2022 Audi RS6 Avant. But before we get into this wagon on steroids, let's talk about what's going on here. Audi, that famous German brand, doing the business for so many decades. Remember, the whole reason why Audi has that badge with the 4 connecting rings is because of the 4 German auto brands that came together during the World Depression in the 1930s. Now, over the years, Audi has been that one to really bring German engineering, German style, and definitely German performance. When you look at in the 1980s, how they brought their Quattro all-wheel drive system to the World Rally Championship and just dominated and rewrote the history books, to their coveted Le Mans victories year after year in the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Now, fast forward to 2022, and we have this RS6 Avant. So we're looking at the flexibility of a wagon, but with the performance of a supercar. All-wheel drive, twin turbocharged power. What I want to do is I want to compare this vehicle to a brand, a rival German brand, BMW. They don't have really a wagon to go up against this RS6 Avant, but what they do have is the BMW M5. So let's go ahead, let's dive into our RS6 Avant and compare it to the mighty M5 and see which performance car should you be going with. Let's go check it out. Right off the bat, the style. This thing looks like it came from another planet. The extra width with the fender flares that start at the bottom of the front fascia, flare out and go all the way around. This vehicle is about 3 inches wider than your standard A6 wagon. That shows that muscular strength. We got full LED lighting, LED headlights, LED turn signals, and daytime running lamps. I love the way they worked the design of the housing. It's all blacked out on the interior, and everything is nice and tidy within this space. Speaking of space, working your way down, you're gonna get these triangular functional corner air intakes to bring cool air to all the heat exchangers. Also, for that side air curtain, it is gloss black. Comparing this to the mighty M5, same kind of story. You have functional corner vents, and there is quite a bit of gloss black on that vehicle as well. Now, as we come across the front end of that open face grille, Audi is the one that brought to us the open face grille design. You can see how this one has the blacked out auto union badge, the 4 rings connecting, showing that union of the 4 German brands. You got your forward facing camera, functionality top and bottom, and I love the way they work the bottom portion. This lower splitter area sticks out just enough to help get air in, give us downforce, and stop air going underneath this all-wheel drive wagon powerhouse. Of course, we got our RS6 badge also blacked out. When you see RS, that stands for Rennsport. That is motorsport with the German connection to bring us all that performance. And then when we hop up onto the low slung hood, I love the way you get a nice slight bulge. Everything goes right towards the windshield, and then all the rest of the body lines are super clean towards the A-pillars. Now, as we come around the bend, I hope you're ready for some maximum size wheels, because that's why we have these flared fenders. You're looking at 22-inch wheels. So if you're comparing this to the M5, M5 is gonna tap out around 21-inch on the optional wheels. These are 22-inch wheels, forged aluminum. I love the satin gray finish, machined aluminum, really showing that detail design elements. Look at the calipers, 8 piston calipers, bigger than Ronald McDonald's head, bright red, just like Ronald McDonald's hair, with the RS badge. And then if you notice those rotors, I think McDonald's should start selling pizzas, because guess what? Those are pizza-sized rotors, over 16 inches, fully ventilated and cross-drilled to give you that ultimate braking work from the front end. And you also have adaptive dampers all 4 corners to adjust the suspension. But if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of these wheels up front? You're looking at the tires 285 on the width, a slim trim rubber band 30 series sidewall, and like I said, 22-inch wheels. Quattro all-wheel drive, gonna get the power to the ground like a freaking puma about to leap on you and bite you in your neck. Let's go down the side. There's that flared fender. There's the nice crisp body lines that run down the side. We got black painted mirror caps, looking sleek with the turn signals. You're gonna have satin black on the very low roof rails. Remember, this is a wagon. You could get your crossbars. We have a nice large panoramic sunroof, color matched on the door handles, and then look at the side sill, how it drops down many different levels to give you that aerodynamic efficiency coming towards the rear of the vehicle. Speaking of the rear, nice flared fender look. We're gonna drop down and just check out the pure beauty of what's going on with the rear wheels as well. You can see the Audi Sport branding, and just how that tire wraps around is just freaking phenomenal with those large rotors. As we rise back up, you can see the good size of the quarter window on the wagon. And then as Lori swings around, she's gonna be able to show you just the pure sexiness of the hard body lines and that flared out rear fender. This thing is about 10 feet wide at the back. It really shows that muscular strength that when you pull up behind this, you're like, something doesn't look right here in a very good way. Low roof spoiler, color match shark fin antenna. You can see how the glass angles back. You do have your wiper here. We are gonna zonk that. I would like to see this just disappear. And then all of our blacked out badges. The Auto Union badge, the Audi badge, RS6, all blacked out. Look at the way they do the turn signals, the taillight housing, full LED, super slim, and then dropping it like it's hot, we got some sexy hot exhaust. Massive oval openings on both sides to give you that nice V8 rumble, because we got a twin turbo V8, and you'll see that we have a massive rear diffuser. I am gonna have to zonk the fake vent area though. I wish they would have just kept this smooth, but definitely what's really smooth and sexy is the exhaust. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood to our RS6 and see the heart of it. All right guys, we got the hood open on our RS6 Avant. You do have hydraulic hood struts, but you know what? It's about what's underneath the hood that matters. And what you're gonna see is a very tasteful engine cover. I like the Audi Auto Union badge, the RS badging, and then of course at the top it says V8 because we have twin turbo V8 power. Now what are we talking about exactly? We're looking at a 4-liter twin turbo V8 pumping out 591 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque, made it to an 8-speed automatic transmission, 0 to 60 in this wagon in 3 seconds flat. Quarter mile is gonna go by at 11.5 seconds at 120 miles an hour. Top speed is limited to 156 miles an hour. MPGs, you're looking at 18 in the city, 22 on the highway, and the car weighs 5,031 pounds. When you compare that to the M5, the numbers are gonna be so similar, but you get that very unique driving experience by having an all-wheel drive wagon. Speaking of experience, let's fire up this V8 twin turbocharged engine and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside this power-packed RS6 Avant. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I am digging this wagon. I thought I would never say that in a million years. How much is it, though? Especially because I am looking at the BMW M5, and numbers are numbers. How much is this RS6 Avant? So you're looking at the way that this one is optioned, an MSRP right around $119,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels, you're gonna see that nice, clean, German, sporty performance style. I love the smooth touch material, the contrast stitching, tons of carbon fiber poured all over the place. The way they did the silver trim, the Alcantara material in the middle, and then of course, because this is an RS vehicle, you're gonna get the bright red contrast stitching. Decent sized door pocket for a slice of German forest cake, chocolate German forest cake, and you'll be able to have that bottle of Yoo-Hoo in there. We got the Bang & Olufsen optional audio sound system to get those clear tunes. But going from the door panel to the dash, same story. Look at the clean style, the attention to detail with the stitch work, carbon fiber. There is a bit of gloss black, and I am gonna zonk that, but what I'm not gonna zonk is you're gonna get two 10-inch infotainment system screens. So we have our standard infotainment, which has our navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I hit the home key. Now you can bring up all the different icons, plenty to choose from. We're gonna go into vehicle settings, slide it over, Audi Drive select, check it out, your 3 different settings, comfort, auto, of course, dynamic. You could raise and lower your RS6, and then we got our different RS modes as well. Personalize it to however you want it to perform. We could go into the RS monitor. Check it out. Everything that's green is good. If it goes into the red, that means we're overheated. And it does everything from brake rotors, transmission fluid, to differential fluid. Slide it to the left. What do we got? We got our G meter. Keep going, and we could get our tire pressure live as we're rolling down the road at least 16 miles per hour. Real easy to do. And then you could even go into certain settings and find out your intervals. How are you supposed to get this done? So next oil change is in 7,500 miles. There's the date, so you could get that handled, and then you go right back to home. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Another 10-inch screen for our dual climate control, heated seats, ventilated seats, real easy to navigate through. You got your start stop button. You got an actual radio control knob. The silver is fantastic. The gloss black, not so much. So just be aware that there is a bit of gloss black. Here's your leather perforated shifter for the 8-speed automatic. We got our 2 cup holders, a 12 volt, and our RS specific key fob. Flip it around. There's the auto union badge and all your buttons. Nice size. It's not gonna poke you in the groin and cause you to never have kids ever again. Love the armrest. It's a little hard, but the stitching is great. And I like this. I like the way you can put it here. You can put it here. Of course, you could open it up, and then guess what? You got your wireless charging, 2 USB-Cs, and you see this slot right here? This is for that Twinkie for the owner of the M5 that you blow his doors off. After you help him pick up his doors and put him in the back of your wagon, give him a Twinkie. That's a consolation prize. That's the least you could do. Seats, 1-piece back with the RS logo. Check out all the stitching and all the attention to detail. Almost looks like it's something from Tron, the style. Full electric assist for the passenger and for the driver, of course. And then we have that panoramic sunroof, that split pane setup. Love the way it just works. One button. Look, Mom, no hands, so that you could do the driving. I'm 6 feet tall. Plenty of room in here. Plenty. Coming over the business end, I want to show you behind this RS steering wheel in our Avant. All right, guys, business time. This is where you want to be the captain of this ship, that's for sure. You got your RS6 sill plate, lights up LED at night, looking slick, and then Audi does a foot box that is perfect for a Le Mans racer. Nice large aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. You got all your seat controls mounted nice, easy to get to. I like the way they do the silver finish. And then the steering wheel, perforated leather all the way around. It's got the RS logo. I love the way that they do the Audi badge in the center, almost with the grille shape around it. You do have very thin spokes, and there is gloss black, which is something you're gonna have to work around. Paddles are a little bit larger, but the bad news is they're not metal, so I am gonna have to zonk that, but it is electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and you have that digital virtual cockpit that Audi is known for. That's your layout in dynamic mode. You go into RS mode, check out how everything switches. You could even hit view, and that adjusts and gives you all sorts of readouts. and different information. Clear graphics, great fonts, and a massive head-up display. But you know what? We got 4 doors. Let's check out the back seat in this RS6 Avant. All right, guys, backseat time in this RS6 Avant. And this is really where the RS6 beats the M5 with how much room there is for the backseat passengers, especially headroom, even with the dual pane panoramic sunroof. Now, you do have AC vents built into the frame, which is great for the rear seat passengers. One-piece seat backs, and you do have those pesky cargo nets. But the good news is you can still fit your German Danishes back here, and they're not gonna get too squished. We have more extra on the AC vents, 2 extra ones there. Tons of AC controls, the dual climate, your heated seats, no ventilated seats. That's a little bit of a bummer, but USB-Cs and a 12 volt. I got plenty of room over here, and that's what makes this so great, is that you as a passenger can enjoy that Nuremberg track experience with the driver of this vehicle because there is that much room. Armrests, hard as a rock, but the good news is you got this storage compartment. You could put your iPhone 47 Platinum Edition. It's not gonna get scratched because of the felt lining. And we have cup holders, 2 cup holders. I think my favorite part is the rear seats look just as sexy as the front seats. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area and see how much more room there is to not only haul the mail, but also haul other things in this RS6 compared to the M5. All right, guys, time to get in probably the most important part of this vehicle, besides underneath the hood, is gonna be underneath the hatch of this wagon. Real simple, you just hit the button, nice electric assist, and here's something that your BMW M5 does not have. Check out the amount of room. This would actually make some smaller SUVs jealous. You're looking at 30 cubic feet of space with the rear seats up. You could actually fold the rear seats down. You do have the Nuremberg Racetrack Edition Twinkie holder with the cargo net to hold your Twinkies in place. You also have twin LED lighting, and I'm really digging the handles back here to fold the seats down to even maximize your space even more. Pick up the cargo floor, not a lot of room. You could probably lay some Twinkies back here. As you can see, we have the auxiliary USB cord, but other than that, that's all you're gonna fit back here. But you know what? Now it's time to do what all of you have been waiting for. If you're ready, I'm ready. We have the key fob to this Audi RS6 Avant. Let's go ahead and take it for an on-throttle spin. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 Audi RS6 Avant. I do have it in RS mode, and we are gonna leave it in automatic shifting. So the 8-speed is gonna do its business itself, and then we will switch to the paddles. But if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, yeah! The launch control is insane in this thing. Golly. Wow. Here we go. Those massive calipers clamping down on those even bigger rotors. Great turn in. The 8-speed shifts with such authority. Look at this. Yeah! Oh my God. This car is out of control. It really is. The shifts were so precise, and it just shifted with such authority. The way it went through the box, the 8-speed transmission gearbox, just, it was in the right gear every single time. And that, to me, shows the work that has gone into engineering this wagon on steroids. I know we're comparing this to the M5, and the M5 is sedan, but there's a lot of sports cars out there that can't even hang with this wagon, and it just has such a unique experience. You're getting all the fine, luxurious touches. It's easy to get to all the infotainment system screens. The dash is so well sorted. Visibility is spectacular. And then on top of that, you have all of that room out back, which is freaking phenomenal. They've knocked this one out of the park. It's a shame, like I said, that more of these don't get sold in the United States just because of the demand for it, but people need to get behind the wheel and really experience this, because it's one thing for us to share it. You need to get behind the wheel and go on throttle in this thing. All right, guys, are you ready? I'm ready. Once again, I'm actually gonna leave it in automatic shift mode because this transmission is that good with the Quattro all-wheel drive system. Here we go. On throttle, yeah! Oh my God! God, the grip! The grip level is out of control. You're getting all that rally car evolution of technology and engineering, the Le Mans victories. I mean, Audi just outdoes themselves when it comes to this performance, when it comes to the luxury, and just the fit, finish, and materials. This car is rock solid, nice and quiet to like wind noise and road noise, but you hear that heart pumping twin turbo V8. Remember, cars like these are gonna easily become a thing of the past with electrification and EV models coming down the road, so we need to enjoy them while we can. And definitely with the right road, you're gonna be able to really just see how special of a car this is and how it's such a outstanding performance car. Plus you have the everyday usability. All right, guys, this time we're gonna shift manually with the paddles. I do wish they were a little bit larger. They did get bigger than traditional, say an A6 paddle on the back of the wheel. I just would like them to be a little bit larger and actually made out of metal rather than plastic. But you take the shift lever and you put it into that manual shift mode, and then you go on throttle. Here we go. Wow. Rocket fast shifts. God, the tach is so fast in this thing. Nice, stable chassis. Yes! Brakes are so freaking amazing. Look at this. God. Wow. Wow. This RS6 Avant is no joke. It really is no joke. Yeah, there's a few zonks here and there, but the whole complete package is just on a different level. It's just on a different level. Plus the way it looks, the way it sounds. I would like it a little bit louder on the outside of the vehicle, but on the inside, I think it's the right amount of sound, nothing too crazy. That's just gonna drive you nuts. Wow. I'm so glad to share this with you. Wow. All right, guys, one more time for me. Definitely one more time for you. On throttle, yeah! God, this grip. This thing is a beast. Just running all the way to red line. I love the tachometer in here. Look at this thing. God. The steering input is so precise. Suspension is great. Yes! God. This This car is from another freaking planet, man. It just should not do what it does when you think wagon. It's mind-blowing. It just melts your frontal lobe, detaches the retinas from the backs of your eyes, and just gives you eternal bliss. God. All right, guys, manual shifting, going up and down the 8-speed with the paddles. Give it the throttle. On throttle, here we go. I mean, the corners accelerate so fast, the brakes just freaking stop you so quickly, the feedback, all the inputs, and then you can daily drive this thing. It's freaking out of this world. But we're gonna get back and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been one heck of a day with this Audi. I definitely want to thank the whole team over at Audi USA for allowing Raiti's Rides access to this wagon on steroids. What do you think? Are you gonna go BMW M5 with the sedan, or are you brave enough to be different, go the wagon, and still get all that raw power and performance? Put it in the comment section. I wanna know what you think and what you have to say about it. But you know what? If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera. She's out here busting her butt, making it happen just for you. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.